Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I know that yesterday I was a little upset in the last program. I know that I said that I wasn't going to do a program in a long time, but I had such an outcry of emails and, questions and, just pondering thoughts from folks who listen into the program, so I decided to have another edition of the True Conservative Radio program to not only address these issues, but underscore different issues that we're going to put forth here on the program later on. Now, folks, I know that I said a lot of disturbing things in the last program, and I know that I'm taking a lot of heat from all sides of the political perspective when it comes to this whole single-parent notion, this whole single-mother notion, my whole war on single mothers. And I've been really critical by folks that used to listen to my show, who still listen to my show, who believe in my political commentary. But they're starting to question my viewpoints on this single mother issue, and I question you. How about that? I question your integrity when it comes to the preservation of this country. If you're questioning somebody like me, who is making the obvious observation that single mothers are single-handedly imploding this country from the inside out, you sit here and you bombard my email inbox with nothing but a bunch of, "Oh, why are you doing this, Ghost?" Once again, I want to underscore, and I want all of you pieces of crap to clean the damn wax out of your ears so you can hear this clearly. I have no sympathy, no damn sympathy for these damn single mothers out here, because you people, and I'm talking about you single mothers, you're emotional vampires, all right? You suck the emotion out of everybody. That's your job in life. As a matter of fact, we've got an entitlement system that is ran by these damn liberals and feminists that pays you for this nonsense, that has turned baby-making into big business. And yet you want sympathy from me, you piece of crap? You want sympathy from me, a true conservative, a man who is a law-abiding citizen, who took care of his family, who lived the conservative lifestyle all my life? You stupid, philanderous, single-mother slutbags actually want sympathy from me? You're being critical of me. You're bombarding my email address with all kinds of ridiculous malarkey because why? I hurt your little stupid feelings? Well, get over it. The bottom line is that this whole single mother phenomena is the root problem of the current turbulence that we are all feeling and witnessing here in America. And until we start talking about this subject matter, until somebody puts a spotlight on it, we're going to continue to bumble around this country like we have been doing for the past several years, sticking a damn Kentucky Fried Chicken grease thumb up our asses, not knowing whether we're coming or going, not knowing what in the blue hell this country is about, forgetting our freedom, our liberty, our Constitution, and instead, what did we do with our freedom, folks? What in the blue hell did we do with our freedom? We became fat, jelly-ass, decadent pieces of sexual deviant crap. And because I, a true conservative, highlights this on a consistent basis on this show, of course, I'm the bad guy, right? Because I'm a foot soldier for the American family, I'm the bad guy. Because I believe family should be between a man and a woman. I am the bad guy. I'm the bad guy because I don't give a crap about Mother's Day. I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy because I don't believe that we should just be bowing down to any maniac who happened to just shit out a couple of kids because she was able to open her legs to some idiot who looks good in a leather jacket. I'm not going to do it, damn it. I'm not going to do it, folks, and you shouldn't either. If you care about this country, if you love America, if you have any kind of moral integrity to yourself, you wouldn't do it either. Now, I want to get into the subject matters that we're going to talk about here in this program. The first one I want to talk about, of course, is the first subject matter is the potential world war that yours truly predicted at the first show of this year of the True Conservative radio program. For all you folks that want to listen into it, go back into the archive and look at the first show broadcasted in 2009. I made a prediction. I made several predictions in that show, but one of the predictions I've made was that World War III was going to start, or the fuse was going to be lit for World War III in 2009. And I predicted that it was going to start in the Pakistan region. And lo and behold, we reported last week that the Taliban is out there, fighting their stupid turbans off out there in the middle of the damn Pakistani desert or pissing ground or whatever the hell you call that crap. They're out here trying to overthrow the Pakistani government or at least destabilize the country so that they can take over. I mean, they are within close proximity to the capital of Pakistan out here. And, of course, the mainstream American boob tube doesn't want to talk about that crap. They want to talk about, Dancing with the Stars, and they want to talk about, the latest fruity ass that, won American Idol. But they don't want to talk about the international turbulence that's going on here in the world. Because, folks, I'm telling you, if you think that Iraq and Afghanistan, which were both debacles when it comes to military strategy and military implementation, but if you think that Iraq and Afghanistan were military blunders, all right, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm not trying to call out a blunder, so to speak, but what I am going to predict is that you're going to see an escalation, a major escalation in America's contribution to war in the international community. And the reason I say this is because, folks, look at what's happening in Pakistan out here. And the reason I called out at the beginning of this year that Pakistan was going to be the fuse that's going to light the World War fire, because, folks, Pakistan is a nuclear power. That means they have the probability and the capability, and they actually possess a nuclear weapon. And just the thought of some turban, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed worshiping piece of bin Laden following crap getting a hold of a damn nuclear weapon is just, it's unconscionable. I can't even imagine it. I don't want to imagine it. But the probability of that very scenario is very close because, folks, the Taliban is in Pakistan right now. I know that they're getting, killed. There's thousands of Taliban getting killed because of the offensive put forth by the Pakistani military. But frankly, folks, they've won the conscience of the populace out there in Pakistan. I mean, I don't know if you've been keeping up with Pakistani news, but the governing body of Pakistan entertained the notion of implementing Sharia law. They may have already implemented it. I don't know. I try to keep up with most things in the international community, so I don't have my thought process on one particular country. I try to keep an all-around perspective because any good American should. Because remember, this government was made for the people and by the people. But if the people fall asleep at the wheel and are not well informed and are uneducated pieces of fat jelly-ass TV-watching, bloated, sexual deviant crap, well, then we are suffering the damn consequences of that very scenario. So you, as an American citizen, have a responsibility to inform yourself, to educate yourself, to read, you lazy bastards. I know that reading, anytime you say the word reading, people look at you like you just, took a dump in their baby's crib or some crap. I'm serious. Anytime you, say reading, just between you and me, folks, one of my favorite gifts to give out for Christmas or birthdays or any kind of gift-giving occasion is a book. Because, first of all, I think it's a good gift if you actually read the material that I give you. But I know, I'm very aware of the fact that most of America doesn't like to read. They'd rather just watch the boob tube and zone out or play a damn violent video game or listen to gangster rap music or whatever these idiots are doing now. But I challenge you, all right? Go up to somebody when it's their damn birthday or Christmas and go give them a book. And give them a serious book, not some, stupid pop-up coloring book or some kind of ridiculous crap like that. Something that these idiots can learn something from. And watch it when they open up that gift and they see it's a book. Take a look at the sour scowl on their face, it's like you just insulted these pricks or something, Like they were expecting a freaking iPod or an iPhone or some kind of ridiculous, stupid China-made gadget. Instead, you actually gave them a book, and it's like, what? Why did you give me this? What can I do with this? Is this a coaster? This is how stupid America is, and that's why I'm so critical of America. And that's what I'm saying, folks. I'm a foot soldier for the American family. I believe that we need morality back in America, and you're damn right that I love the Constitution. But sometimes you got to take a step back. And you got to take a deep breath, just calm down, observe the landscape out here in America. Look at all the sour scowls that are permanently imprinted on the faces of everyone who's walking around this part of the planet already half dead, consumed by continuing to seek after materialistic widgets for no reason. These people work themselves to death into the ground with 2 or 3 jobs just so they can keep up with the Joneses, just so they can get that nice car so they can impress their neighbors and their friends with. This is the type of America that we're living in, folks. A bunch of mindless idiots that are after the latest materialistic widget. It's very sad. It's very sad. You take a look at American stock and where we come from, We come from innovators. Our ancestry, I'm talking about American ancestry, comes from innovators. People who fought outside the old world mentality. That's why we created the new world out here. That's why the enlightened thinkers, who are the creators of this country, the enlightened thinkers gave man an optimistic viewpoint, or had an optimistic viewpoint on man, rather. They believed that the man's true essence was good. That's what the enlightened thinkers used to think back then, during the 1700s when the Declaration of Independence was signed and the Constitution was signed. That's what the enlightened thinkers believed, that man's inherent true essence was good, and that if you give man freedom, and that if you give man rights, and that if you give man the ability to go out and actually be free, that man will make the best of it. That's what our enlightened thinkers believe. Well, look at us now, folks. Take a deep breath, take a step back, and look at America. Look at what we've become. Look at what we've done with our freedom. Look at what we've done with it, for heaven's sake. It's sad. I don't mean to get off the subject matter. But, every time I take a trip out to the shopping center or the grocery store or anything of that nature, and I just see these despicable scowls on these people that wish that, they would be hit by a car, or, somebody would carjack them and blow their brains out. I mean, you could tell the negative energy just exudes off these people. I mean, when you're in the same room as one of these people that screwed up their lives, you know who they are. You can feel the negative energy exuding onto you. Some of that bad karma is going to rub off on your ass, for heaven's sake. And then we wonder why we're in the current position we're in. Now, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, getting back to this World War scenario, the reason that I believe that World War is going to happen in 2009 is because I am an avid observer of the international turbulence that plagues this world. Once again, I think that it's going to start in Pakistan. I definitely think the Taliban is going to overtake the Pakistani government. And I'm not trying to be pro-Taliban here, all right? I hate those stupid bastards. I think they're ridiculous. They're sick. They're sadistic. But right now, folks, if you look at what's happening in the Pakistani region out there, the Taliban has captivated the conscience of the public. And it's the general public that legitimizes the authority of the state. And when the authority of the state is undermined because the conscience of the public doesn't believe in it anymore, that doesn't give it legitimacy, well, henceforth, another power is given the legitimacy and the conscience of the people. And right now, folks, if you look at the people of Pakistan, they're embracing the Taliban. They want the Taliban. Why the hell do you think that the governing body in Pakistan was entertaining the option for Sharia law out there? They have to. So what? So what if the Taliban falls, what if the Pakistani government falls to the Taliban? Well, first and foremost, folks, that's a nuclear weapon right in the terrorists' hands. I mean, granted, they don't have a ballistic missile to deliver it, but they could still throw it in some sort of a suitcase or, attach it to some moron's ass or something. They'll find some way to deliver it to some target, and then what? I mean, you don't even want to know the probability. And yet, nobody's talking about this in the mainstream media. Nobody's talking about this, these so-called political analysts and these experts and all these prostate-infected assholes that they have talking to us that claim to be analysts, that claim to be consultants. You don't have these idiots talking about these scenarios. But the probability of them are so probable. It's just, you couldn't even imagine. So let's say the Taliban takes over Pakistan. Once again, India is not going to stand for that, folks. India hates Pakistan. India is just waiting for an excuse to go in there and take over Pakistan and kick the living crap out of them once and for all. And let's not forget that India is a nuclear power also. And once India goes in there and, tries to assert itself in Pakistan, well, that's going to cause an upheaval throughout the Middle Eastern countries all over the world, through the Middle Eastern people all over the world. They're going to call for a jihad. And then all hell's going to break loose, folks. We already had Iran here testing some kind of a damn missile. Got the whole world shaking in their balls, for heaven's sake. I mean, give me a break. I mean, this is an enemy that we could kind of just take a step back from, folks. You all should watch a documentary. I forgot what the blue hell it's called, but I think that you can find it on Google Video. If you put in Iran documentary or something, I mean, just look at what the populace is constructed of in Iran. The populace is constructed of the majority of people out there being young people. The majority of the people in Iran are under the age of 26. All right? And those people don't want to live under the Ayatollah's rule anymore. They're sick of this stupid Islamic revolution crap. They're sick of it. I mean, of course, the mainstream American boob tube, they don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about the latest winner of freaking American Idol and, Dances with the Stars and Paris Hilton's latest sex tape and all this crap. But there have been countless uprisings by the youth in Iran. I mean, one year I remember a whole campus in Iran. I believe it was even in the capital, it was in Tehran. A whole campus of students sat there in protest, waiting for the world to respond. They're begging for us to say, hey, do something to go in there to kick the crap out of the Ayatollah and this makeshift governing body in Iran so we can finally live in freedom. And I challenge you, go out there and watch a documentary about Iran, folks. I mean, you're going to see that the young people out there are getting plastic surgery to look like American people. They're dressing in American fashions out here. They want to be Americanized, folks. I mean, that's all there is to it. So what we're dealing with here is an old vanguard, an old damn Islamic fundamentalist vanguard out here, and they can test all the ballistic missiles they want. They're not going to do crap. Their people won't fight for them, folks. And the only people that will fight are these idiots that actually believe that once they, buy the farm, that they're going to get 72 freaking virgins to sexually devour in the afterlife. But Pakistan, on the other hand, folks, it's a very precarious situation. I mean, they're not leaving us alone in Afghanistan. Of course, the mainstream media, they're not talking about the Afghanistan situation. We're real big to talk about the latest winner of American Idol. Oh, look at the latest fruity-ass twinkle-toes bastard to win the American Idol. Meanwhile, we've got, 30 Afghan civilians dead after, a damn a battle in Afghanistan, We got 41 dead in Baghdad after a damn car bomb. And that's just today. Anybody talking about this? No, of course not. Everybody's talking about, look at American Idol. Oh, you people are sick, man. You people should be ashamed of yourselves, all of you. I mean, if we lose our freedom, part of me is going to be upset. I mean, believe me, for all the folks that have been listening to me for 2 years, I've been upset. I've been screaming. I've been hopping mad. But another part of me is like, well, look at what we've done with our freedom, folks. Look at what we've done with our freedom. We've trivialized life. And when I mean trivialized life, I mean you got women out here shitting out 4 or 5, 6 different children from 4 or 5, 6 different fathers and equating that with woman liberation. All right? I mean, it's just disgusting. And if they're not doing that, they're having the damn fetus vacuumed out of their uterus so they don't even have to deal with it. And they're calling that, preventative pregnancy or whatever the crap they call that crap. So it's no wonder, all right? It's no wonder. I mean, all you people that are out here saying, oh, I don't know what to do. You need to take your goddamn proverbial head out of your fat, jelly, clogged up colon ass crack and start realizing that the America that we've come to know and love out here is not America. So, I mean, I don't even understand why I continue to advocate constitutionalism. I don't even know why I continue to advocate America anymore, because you people don't care about America. If you people cared about America, you would be keeping up to date with what's going on in the international community. If you people cared about America, you'd be out there preserving your liberty and your Constitution. But instead, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're playing with your pecker shafts, and you're watching the boob tube. Huh? Yeah, and your children are being anesthetized by morons like Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears and muff-diving Lindsay Lohan. Huh? Yeah, and we've got gangster rappers, using the power of suggestion to captivate the mind of your young man, your young son, your young nephew, making them think it's okay to go out and bust caps and pimp hoes and drink 4 O's and, smoke Philly blunts and all this crap. This is the new America that we're living in, folks. So when they start taking our freedoms away, because they're going to do it, I mean, let's just face it, they're going to do it, folks. And you want to know why they're going to do it? Because you let them. Because you let them. So when they start taking our freedoms away and they start putting restrictions on, you know, who can have kids, who can't have kids, who's going to be neutered, who's not going to be neutered, who's going to be euthanized, who's not going to be euthanized. I mean, all this liberal, you know, communist agenda that these idiots have wanted to bring forth all along. When these people finally start implementing this crap, I hope that you people start remembering these conversations, these pieces of political commentary. Because, folks, I guarantee you, we are going to be on our knees willingly relinquishing our rights away. And we're doing it now. We're doing it now. Look at these idiots, these long-haired liberal, muff-diving feminist bull-dyke bastards that are out here trying to justify the fairness doctrine. Huh? The fairness doctrine. I mean, you know, look at these damn liberal feminist long hairs trying to slip these damn amendments in these bills to try to take your Second Amendment away. And what are you doing? Well, you're out here still trying to consume in your materialism. You're out there, oh, I need a job, I need to support myself so I can continue to have my $50,000 car, my $250,000 home that I financed on my $25,000 a year income. And I hate to be so critical of the American people, but folks, let's just call it how it is, all right? The reason that we're in the position that we're in is because the majority, the absolute majority of the American people screwed up their lives. They screwed up their lives by going in over their head in debt, by having children they can't afford and they don't want, and now they're looking to the American taxpayer and the real American people that never have collected an entitlement in their life, real American people that pay their taxes, who take care of their families, who've never broken a law. They are looking to these people to fund their ridiculous Karl Marx playground out here. And I know that there's a lot of idiots, whether it's on this blog talk radio network or on the damn internet, the blogosphere, wherever, that are going to throw all kinds of propaganda in your face trying to justify this crap. There's no justification for it, folks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just end the World War III segment here by saying, look, we are going to have the fuse lit. The World War III fuse will be lit in 2009, and I guarantee it will be in Pakistan. Mark my word. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move on to another subject matter in the program. I want to talk about Nancy Plastic Face Pelosi. That's right, folks. I'm talking about Nancy Plastic Face Pelosi. And I'm talking about the American people in California finally need to get up off their fat asses. It's bad enough that they let their damn state go bankrupt. They need to finally get up off their fat asses and impeach this plastic-faced piece of pompous crap, Nancy Pelosi. I mean, you know, when I saw that makeshift State of the Union or State of the Congress address that Obama gave last time he addressed the Congress, I mean, did you see Nancy Pelosi's disgusting grill, her disgusting face? You know, she was like, you know, she was gumming her damn plastic on her mouth. It was disgusting. And this is a representative that's representing you people in California. This is a public official who feels now that she can retract what she said in the public, who can conveniently forget when she's briefed by the CIA. And for you folks that are not aware with what the hell Nancy Pelosi is mixed up with, you know, there's been a lot of criticism on this plastic-faced dish-rag slut-bag and whore that, you know, she was debriefed by the CIA during the Bush administration that the CIA was conducting interrogation techniques such as waterboarding, such as these controversial methods that are now being deemed as torture in this new liberal regime that's in power in America. Well, she's claiming that, well, the CIA didn't exactly tell me that. They didn't do it. And, of course, the CIA is saying, we told everybody in these secret meetings. We told everybody that was involved. And now she's backpedaling. She doesn't know whether she's coming or going. And this just goes to show and underscores her incompetence. So I don't understand why the liberal regime that's in power is insisting on continuing to back up this plastic-faced moron. Can somebody explain that to me? Can you liberal long hairs explain to me why you continue to back up Nancy chew-my-face-up Pelosi? Can somebody please explain this logic to me? She's a disgrace to humanity. First and foremost, she's a multimillionaire claiming that she's a woman of the people. You know, and that's one thing I hate about these damn liberals and these muff-diving feminists and these damn idiots on the left. They're always men and women of the people, and yet these are millionaires out here. These idiots are, they're talking about green technology, and yet, they got every freaking light on in their house, burning up electricity like they were, burning up the damn last bonfire to light up the damn heated earth. It's pathetic. It's hypocrisy. And everyone who's a political observer needs to understand the hypocrisy of this. And Nancy Pelosi should be impeached. Bottom line. She needs to be thrown out of office. If she doesn't have the dignity to step down on her own, she needs to be forced out. And people need to start getting more vocal about this. People in California need to start making, some sort of a ruckus out there. But instead, you got everybody making a ruckus because Arnold Schwarzenegger is, laying off a couple of loser teachers. Aw, he's laying off teachers. When in actuality, you need to be looking at these people that have actual federal authority over your ass, that actually have the authority to go out and actually make, allotments of taxpayer money, i.e. $30 million to save a rat in Nancy Pelosi's district, that kind of crap. You need to pay attention more to that crap in California. For all you folks in California, all right, put the damn weed pipe down, all right? Put the damn Philly blunt down. I know you idiots are bombed out of your minds out there. I hear that the largest cultivation of domestic marijuana comes from California. So why don't y'all stop puffing the magic dragon and start realizing that the people that you sent to office are a bunch of incompetent jerkasses, and start getting these people out of office. First and foremost, Nancy Pelosi, all right? And if anybody happens to know Nancy Pelosi, and if anybody happens to know Nancy Pelosi's email address, I beg you, please email this damn show to that dish rag slut, because I want her to hear this. I think that there should be major criticism done to this ditzy bimbo out here, because she's a disgrace. I mean, just imagine what the foreigners are saying about us, Just imagine what those English tea drinkers who are still living under a stupid old world queen are saying about us when they see this plastic-faced Nancy Pelosi. Huh? Just imagine what those crocodile up-the-ass having Australian idiots are saying about us when they look at Nancy Pelosi. They're laughing in her face, and they have no right to. But they're doing it because look at our incompetence. Look at the people that we have in power. Look at the people that we look to for authority. It's a disgrace. It's disgusting. And I think that if you're any kind of an American, please call your congressman, call your senator, and if you don't have the testicular fortitude to call them, well, by God, email them. Email them, for Christ's sake. Email them and say, we want Nancy Pelosi the hell out. We want her out of here. Gumming the plastic on her face. Get out. Hate Nancy Pelosi. I can't believe that this stupid ditzy bimbo is the Speaker of the House. Don't you understand that she's 2 heartbeats away from being the freaking president? You idiots. heaven forbid that something happens to the president and the vice president, this stupid bimbo would be the damn president of the United States. How do you like that proposition, huh? Kind of scary, isn't it? It's a disgrace. And I want to hear from you, folks. What do you think about all this crap? Are you happy, huh? Are you happy now? All you idiots that were crying when the liberal regime took power here in America, are you happy, huh? Are you jumping for joy out here, huh? Huh? You're doing little hopscotches and crap, huh? You doing the stanky leg or something? Give me a damn break. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want to hear from you. I think that everyone in California that's listening within the sound of my voice, you need to take the responsibility that's within your power and impeach Nancy Pelosi, that plastic-faced, ugly, disgusting, despicable waste of human flesh, the supposed woman of the people who's a multimillionaire. Aww. I hate Nancy Pelosi. I think she's a disgrace. She's a disgrace to America. This broad is 2 heartbeats away from the freaking presidency. 2 heartbeats away from the freaking presidency. So, folks, get off the sidelines and get in the front lines and call your congressman, especially your congressman. Call your congressman and say, we don't want Nancy Pelosi the Speaker of the House anymore. Vote her out. Vote her out already. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. One more thing on Nancy Pelosi, and then we're going to move on to a different subject matter. How do incompetent imbeciles, these airheaded idiots, become in power? I mean, did you see the press conference the stupid bimbo gave to try to deny that she knew anything about waterboarding prior to this year? Huh? I don't know my notes. She had a whole bunch of notes. She couldn't even keep them in line. I strongly challenge you to go to your nearest video search engine and look for that damn press conference with Nancy Pelosi. She was stumbling over her own tongue worse than John Edwards trying to explain how to cheat on a dying wife. I mean, it's just disgusting. All these people on the left, that's why they have no soul. That's why they can do this and smile at you at the same time. That's why they can sit here and say, oh, yeah, I'm a man and a woman of the people. I'm a man and a woman of the people. I'm a man and a woman of the people. And they can go out and backstab you in the same breath. I mean, these people are soulless. They're disgusting. They're a disgrace. And the sooner America wakes up and starts realizing it, the better off we'll be, for heaven's sake. And that's all I got to say about that stupid plastic hatchet-faced Nancy Pelosi. All right? Get the hell out of office already. Do yourself a favor and have some integrity and step down. And if you're not going to step down, Nancy Pelosi, well, then you should be taken down. You understand? There should be some kind of movement in Congress to take your ass off of the damn Speaker of the House and put somebody with some sort of competence in there. Somebody that actually knows when they're getting a debriefing and actually interprets what the hell they're being debriefed about. This is classified information, and this ditzy bimbo doesn't remember it. So get the hell out of here, Nancy Pelosi. All right? Get the hell out of here. We don't want you. We don't need you. You're a disgrace. You're a corrupted, lying piece of nipple clamp loving crap. Get out of here. Anyway, I want to go into another subject matter. We want to talk about and I know I talk about this subject matter a lot, folks, but I want to talk about the alternative media. That's right, folks. I want to talk about the alternative media, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this subject matter. But the reason I want to spend time is because the alternative media has taken a turn for the worse when it comes to yours truly. I mean, the alternative media seems to hate Ghost over here. They hate me. I mean, I don't know why. Well, actually I do know why, but what I don't really understand is why they spread slanderous lies about me, putting up all these forums and these damn blogs and all this crap. I mean, I've got websites on the internet that are dedicated to taking excerpts of this show, playing them backwards, and you got these idiots claiming that I'm sending subliminal messages, for heaven's sake, and I'm not joking! This is how sick and sadistic this damn alternative media has gotten, and it's just about pissed me off, frankly. The latest thing is, folks, for all you folks that haven't heard recently, there's a big blog about it. They've been talking about it in chat communities also, that I belong to some secret society or something, that I'm involved with all this Freemason, Illuminati, lizard men, whatever these alternative media idiots want you to believe. And the reason it pisses me off is because these morons are claiming to be truth seekers. Right? I mean, what makes me sick about this alternative media crap, and if you happen to be an avid listener, if you happen to be one of these idiots who are worshiping one of these egomaniacs that are leading this alternative media, I'm talking about Alex Jones, I'm talking about David Icke, I'm talking about Peter Joseph, I'm talking about Alan Watts, I'm talking about all those stupid, fear-mongering idiots, all of them. For all you idiots that listen to these morons, I would like for you to remember that these idiots are doing this and they're profiting from it at your expense. That's right, folks. You are a walking billboard for these morons. And you should listen to them, folks. I challenge you, go to your nearest chat community and listen to these 9/11 morons. And listen to what they talk about. Listen to their conversation. These people need to be put in a damn insane asylum. I mean, some of these people think that there's lizard men and shapeshifters that are in charge of the entire world. Another group of them believe that aliens are actually controlling the whole entire world from secret military bases in space and on the moon. You've got another group out here that, believes that, that's just, I don't even want to go through all the ridiculous conspiracy theories. But what I do take offense to is that the alternative media is taking a focal point at me. All right? I mean, look, folks, I've been on here for 2 years. I've been screaming my head off in hopes that the American people would finally wake their fat jelly asses up and start participating in their damn government. But obviously, all my commentary has fallen on deaf ears. Because I know a lot of people listen to me. I get thousands of downloads of my podcast every single day. But is anybody taking any kind of action? Is anybody using this commentary as motivation, as fervor to go out there and be something political, to make a political impact, to make a historical statement? No! Instead, everybody is happy with their stupid, ridiculous, decadent, sexual, deviant-ridden lives, where single-parent families are the majority of the day, 10-year-old girls can get pregnant and everything's okay, where 8-year-old girls are captivated by Hannah Montana, and you've got teenage girls having the power of suggestion put forth by muff divers like Lindsay Lohan and all these loosey slut bags. It's no wonder why we're in the situation we're in, folks, all right? The bottom line is, folks, this has nothing to do with lizard men. This has nothing to do with New World Order, Illuminati, the Freemasons, Federal Reserve, aliens. It doesn't have anything to do with this crap. It's a battle of ideas, you morons. A battle of ideas. Get that through your thick skull. It's a damn battle of ideas, you idiots. And you people need to realize that right now, the leftist political persuasion, the leftist ideology is winning. It's taken the conscience of the majority of the American people. And the reason it's taken the majority of the American people, because the majority of the American people have ruined their lives. They have gone in over their head in debt. They have children that they don't want and they can't afford. They've got so many problems that they themselves put upon themselves, and now they want you to pay for it. Now they want responsible people to pay for it. Now they want people that did the right thing to pay for it. And I don't think it's right. I think it's a disgrace. It's not fair. And we need to get our voices out there, and we need our voices heard. It's not fair, damn it. I'm an American. I deserve better than this crap. I don't deserve to have my success and my hard work be jeopardized and penalized because these stupid losers in America made the wrong decision. It's not right. It's not fair. Don't you understand that? Don't you idiots understand that? Get that through your thick head. Get that through your thick head when you're giving sympathy to a single mother out there. Put that through your thick head when you're out there buying your latest Alex Jones video or listening to Peter Joseph say, oh, we don't need to engage in debates. We don't need to acknowledge debates. You think about it, damn it. Think about it and chew on it. Swallow it. Choke on it. And I'm not joking, you pieces of crap. Better calm down, folks. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Whew. Before we move on, folks, I'd like for you all to follow me on Twitter. Twitter.com/ghostpolitics. All one word, no underscores, nothing of that nature. But please, that's the best way to figure out when I'm going to be conducting these sporadic broadcasts. So follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/ghostpolitics, and make sure to spread the word, folks. Spread the word about the True Conservative radio program, because we need it, folks. We need it. I know that we're taking a lot of bad heat from these damn alternative media ass clowns, but the reason that they're agitating is because they know that I'm telling the truth, and that their little stupid idiot, New World Order Illuminati garbage that they've sold their souls to, it's starting to look a little ridiculous, I mean, you hear Alex Jones, this guy 1 minute's talking about how, Satanists are running America, and before you know it, he's talking, Federal Reserve, and, next thing you know it, he's talking communist, and he doesn't know whether he's coming or going. Whatever suits the appetite for the time, whatever's going to sell that many more videos, whatever's going to sell that much more access time to his website, that's what he's going to talk about. This is not some truth seeker. David Icke, are you kidding me? This idiot who talks about reptilians, this stupid, limey, rotten-toothed bastard. I mean, David Icke is the worst of them all, because you actually have idiots that believe that this idiot has some sort of validity. David Icke is a lunatic. I mean, this is an idiot that went on public television in England and said he was Jesus Christ. This is the same idiot that said he went to South America and, took a bad trip of peyote or some crap and got messages from God, for heaven's sake. I mean, this is stupid. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic. And then we got Peter Joseph here. And I don't mean to pick on Peter Joseph, but in my view, you couldn't have a bigger atheist and technocratic communist propagandist than Peter Joseph. I mean, Peter Joseph is a disgrace. And I actually listened to a little bit, like 4 or 5 minutes of his show. He actually has a show here on Blog Talk Radio, believe it or not. And for all you people that don't know who Peter Joseph is, he's the stupid asshole that made Zeitgeist, the infamous movie that all the atheists are, making religious people watch so they can say, you see, religion is not right. It's BS. There's no such thing as spirituality. So, that's who Peter Joseph is. And frankly, I don't understand why he even has a show on the Blog Talk Radio Network. This guy's a certified lunatic. I mean, honestly. I mean, he's a certified Nimrod. I mean, look, the first Zeitgeist, I'll give him some credit. It was a little bit fascinating. Because people were, starting to make correlations with different dogmas and their correlations with each other and all this other nonsense. But then he had this Zeitgeist addendum, which is the Zeitgeist 2, so to speak. And that's where he starts pushing forth this propagandist crap, this whole Project Venus horse crap. And that's another person I've seen here on Blog Talk Radio several times. This stupid, balding, old, 95-year-old prostate-infected asshole named Jacques Cousteau or Jacques Chirac or whatever the hell his stupid name is. The leader of the Venus Project, this, technocratic communist society, that tries to talk, New Age, that technology has all our answers and technology will solve everything. And just shut up, all right? I can see right through all of your authoritarian, ridiculous propaganda. I can see right through all of it. So anyway, I called Peter Joseph in his chat room, atheist and a technocratic communist propagandist, and of course he kicked me out of his chat room. But, because he can't debate it. As a matter of fact, when I heard his show this afternoon, I heard it at about 3 o'clock, a little after 3 o'clock Central Texas time here. He was in the middle of discourse about telling his followers, who are part of the quote-unquote Zeitgeist movement, he was telling them to not engage in debate. That was his lecture to his minions. He was saying, don't engage in debate. There's no need for debate. If they don't understand it, they're never going to understand it. That sounds a little cultist to me, if you want my personal opinion. That sounds like the same thing that kooky bastard from the Heaven's Gate cult told all those stupid bookworm nerds back when they, sipped the cyanide sauce. You know what I'm saying? So, Peter Joseph, Alex Jones, David Icke, Alan Watts, anybody else that I forgot that's a part of this alternative media crap, 9/11, We Are Change, all this crap, go piss off. I can see right through your stupid crap. These are people that are talking so against the government, right? Oh, I hate the government. We need to overthrow the government and a New World Order and Federal Reserve and blah, 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 blah. They say all this crap, and yet they have no problem accepting that Federal Reserve issued money, right? They got no problem accepting that money for that damn video or that damn, access to their little website or whatever the crap. They have no problem with that, right? They have no problem accepting donations with corporate slime balls like PayPal. They have no problem with this, folks. That's what I'm saying. They're hypocrites. And that's why the alternative media hates me. That's why they're putting such a bad focal point on me. They're putting, these videos on, social networking sites and, trying to discredit my political persuasion. They're trying to go out here and say that I'm a part of the Illuminati and that I'm spreading esoteric subliminal messages through my show or something. Well, it's ridiculous. It's sick. But you see, this is what this type of conspiracy theorist mentality, this is what it spawns off. Instead of looking at everything for what it is. Because I'm an observer, folks. All the claims that I make, all the commentary that I conduct on this program, I observe it for myself. I see it for myself with my own eyes. And if you could take your damn blinders off, you would see it too. As a matter of fact, that's why a lot of people listen to this program. That's why I got, as soon as a live broadcast is finished, the next day there's 1,000 downloads. And the reason is because there's people listening, folks, because not everybody is a liberal long hair. Not everybody believes that we're going the right direction. And I want to thank you folks that are out there that believe that America is, at least worth preserving to some extent. And I know that you're going to have a lot of people, pulling you every which direction. You're going to have idiots trying to say, hey, the New World Order, Illuminati, Freemason, Federal Reserve, the Catholic Church, the Jews. I mean, give me a break, conspiracy theorists. Alternative media. You're a disgrace. Just admit it. I wouldn't be as upset if they would just admit that they're just trying to make a buck. Just admit it. Stop trying to be all, we don't like the government and it's the New World Order and meh. And just admit it. You want to make a dollar bill. You want to make a buck. And that's why you're paying money for server web space and websites and, editors and cameras for videos and books, and you're doing interviews on television, on the radio. You got radio programs. Just admit it. All right, that's all I'm saying. Just admit it. But, of course, who follows these assholes, huh? Who follows Alex Jones and David Icke and all these idiots? Who follows them? Young people. And young people today, let's be frank, folks, they're idiots, all right? Young people are morons out here. These are the same people that are out here working their tails off at wages that were, far below what we used to work for when they were their age. And yet they're still paying Social Security tax, and they're never going to see Social Security in their lives. That's how stupid the American youth are out here in America. You see, have you went to a local screw a fast food restaurant? Have you gone to a corporate restaurant? Have you gone to your nearest Chili's or Fridays or any of the other corporate giants that are out here advertising 24/7 on the television set? Have you gone to one of those establishments? Why don't you observe the demographic and the age group that's serving and cooking your food, and begin to realize that these people are rather young. And when I mean young, I'm not talking about 25, 26. I'm talking about 17, 18. These people are cooking your food. These people are serving your food. And why, folks? Well, because they can. Because these idiot corporate assholes, they can do it. Anyway, they're doing all these jobs which used to pay a decent living before, remember? I said on, 2 programs ago, that a computer salesman back in the 80s was literally making about $150,000 to $200,000 a year, if he was a good enough salesman, on computer sales. Now look at computer sales, folks. Have you gone to your nearest Apple store? Huh? Have you gone to your nearest Best Buy lately? Have you seen who's trying to sell you these products? A freaking 17 or 18-year-old snot-nosed, pimple-faced brat who's probably getting paid minimum wage. And yet these damn corporations have the audacity to continue to heighten the price on all these goddamn products out here. It's just but you want to know why they can get away with it? Because you're stupid, all right? You American people are stupid morons. That's why they can get away with it. That's why they do get away with it. You people are more worried about, shoveling food down your damn gullet like a damn garbage disposal. You people are more worried about, catching the latest episode of the Golden Girls than you are worried about actually yourself controlling your own life. Have an individual responsibility. Everybody wants to blame everybody else in this society, but nobody wants to take responsibility for themselves. It's a shame, folks. Anyway, we are in the second hour of the True Conservative Radio program. I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I want to go ahead and just leave this final thought about the alternative media, and then we're going to move on to something else. But for all you alternative media ass clowns who insist on agitating me, I mean, you're agitating me more than these damn left-wing Karl Marx worshipers, all right? And I'm not joking. You Alex Jones followers, you David Icke, ass lickers, you conspiracy theorist, Illuminati, New World Order, Federal Reserve assholes out there, you people are agitating me more than these damn liberals do. So I'm going to give you an ultimatum, all right? I want you to stop talking about me. I want you to stop making these ridiculous videos about me. I want you to stop, posting these forums and these damn blogs about my radio program. I want you to stop taking excerpts and clips from this program and playing them backwards and claiming that I'm sending out subliminal messagery. I want you to stop claiming that I'm a damn Freemason or an Illuminati member or whatever the hell you think I'm a part of. I want everyone to stop. Because if you don't stop, I'm going to start taking it personal, and I'm going to find out who you are, and we're going to get into some legal matters, all right? And I'm not joking. That's slander, folks. That's slander what these idiots are doing out here. Now, you notice whenever I give an opinion upon something, folks, I always say, in my view, in my opinion. That's the way it is. Any idiot knows that to prevent a libel suit or a slander suit. Everybody knows you're supposed to do that, but these idiots are claiming that, hey, I'm a part of it. You got idiots out here claiming that, that they're taking excerpts of the show. I kid you not, folks. I'm not even going to give you the address because I would only be giving them that much more hits on their little stupid website. And yet they still have Google banner ads on it, which, boggles my mind. But they're taking excerpts of this show, playing it backwards, and claiming that I'm sending out subliminal messagery. I mean, this is how sick and sadistic this alternative media movement has gotten out here. It's a disgrace. So, this is a final warning to all you idiots out there. And this goes out to you, Alex Jones. This goes out to you, too, David Icke and Alan Watts and Peter Joseph. All right? You tell your little stupid following minions who don't know how to read or write because the only thing to do is watch your stupid videos and think that's gospel and that's just the way it is. You need to tell these idiots a little bit about libel and slander. Because sooner or later, that litigious area may come around your way. You idiots are real big about, making all this money and all these ridiculous, stupid conspiracy theorist videos, and you make a lot of accusations about people in these videos with absolutely no proof, with no type of evidence whatsoever, and you just get away with it. You think that nobody's going to sue you for it. It's crap. So anyway, that's about enough, with this alternative media crap. I'm sick of these people. They just disgust me. I mean, what do they do besides go around to, places with bullhorns and just say, 9/11 was an inside job, 9/11 was an inside job, meh, meh, meh. That's all they do. They're not accomplishing nothing. They're exploiting the dumbass youth. That's what these guys are doing, exploiting the dumbass youth. So screw you, Alex Jones, and screw you, Peter Joseph, and screw you, David Icke, you lizard-loving piece of think you're a half a prophet, teeth rotting out of your mouth, tea-drinking, limey prick. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I'm going to go ahead and go to another subject matter here. I want to talk a little bit about Craigslist prostitution. That's right, folks. I'm going to talk a little bit about Craigslist prostitution. Because, folks, to be perfectly honest, Craigslist has become a venue for, up-and-coming hookers and sluts to basically sell their coochie for Gucci, you know? I mean, I'm not joking. I mean, go to Craigslist right now if you don't believe me, and go down to where it says adult services and look at all the philanderous sluts, trans testicles, gays, the whole 9 yards. All right? Take a look at all these people selling their bodies via Craigslist. Well, the reason I bring up Craigslist prostitution is because we have I believe it's in North Carolina or South Carolina, I don't know the exact state, but an attorney general of a state in the United States is threatening the company of Craigslist of prosecution for prostitution. I try to say that 3 times. They are trying to prosecute Craigslist or threatening to prosecute Craigslist for prostitution because they allow a venue for prostitutes to solicit johns in a safe, anonymous manner, and basically enabling prostitution. Now, with all due respect to Craigslist, I think that the Attorney General of the state that's threatening Craigslist with lawsuits for this prostitution crap, I think he's completely in the right. I think he should prosecute Craigslist. Are you kidding me? I mean, how in the blue hell can you allow something like a legal venue, because that's basically what Craigslist has become, a legal venue for prostitutes to solicit johns, to make a living selling their, poontang to some idiot who's hard up because his wife is dying of cancer or some crap, i.e. John Edwards. And I think they should. I think that every state should prosecute Craigslist, and any website that provides an avenue, a safe venue for prostitutes to prostitute themselves. I'm in agreement with this. Because you know what, folks? You know who's prostituting themselves, truth be told. You know who's prostituting themselves, right? Single mothers. That's right, folks. That's who's prostituting themselves. That's who's out here on Craigslist, out here, putting half-naked pictures of themselves saying, this can be yours for $150 an hour. That's who it is right there, single mothers. Single mothers are out here. Not only are they collecting, $4,000 to $5,000 in government subsidies from everything from free housing, free child care, free education, free medical care, government cheese, the whole 9 yards. Not only do they get, these ridiculous jobs that are left over in this service industry-based economy because, it's a single mother, she needs a job, crap. But now they can go out on Craigslist, take a picture of their scantily clad body with, they're obviously a cesarean section, and go out and prostitute themselves and get even more money, folks. I mean, this is what the feminist movement is about, folks. It's about money. It's about legalized subliminal prostitution. I guarantee you that's what it's about. If you don't believe me, just like I said to somebody in the last program, why don't you give me an example of women using their freedom to their advantage, other than to corrupt society? And I gave an example. I said, give me one contribution that women have done to society. One. Give me one. But you can't give me one. But I can give you one. The suffrage movement of the turn of the 20th century. These were women that did not have the right to vote, did not have the right to work, and yet they had the moral authority Let me underscore that one more time, all right? They had the moral authority to force the country to outlaw alcohol, folks. That's what it is. That's what it is. They had the moral high ground. And now, what do they got? What do they got now? They got nothing. You know? They got these feminists and liberals that have given them an entitlement system that have turned baby making into big business. They've trivialized life. They've trivialized marriage. They've trivialized the existence of family. This is what they've done to us, folks. This is what I'm saying. I'm starting to think now, folks. I mean, I'm a big believer in freedom, you know. I'm a big believer in freedom, but look at what we've done with our freedom. Look at what the hell we've done with our damn freedom. So I'm starting to, you know, maybe they're winning. Maybe they're winning, but I'm starting to believe that, you know what, maybe it's the best that all these people don't have all these rights to do what they have to do anymore. I mean, maybe there should be a law on whether or not you should have a child if you're competent enough to have a child. I mean, maybe there should be a law against divorce. There should be a law against adultery. You know, there should be these damn laws out here because, folks, you know, look at what you've done with your freedom. Look at what you've done with it, damn it. You become sexual deviants. You become decadent pricks. You become materialistic ass clowns. You become emotionalist. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, you're sick. All right, frankly, the majority of America is sick. They've accepted that, oh, it's okay, 10-year-old girl's getting pregnant. Oh, how cute. Oh, what, 8-year-old girls are dressing scantily clad because Hannah Montana? Oh, it's okay. Well, look at that. Oh, pretty. This is it right here, folks. This is it right here. And now they're talking about lowering the drinking age, you know, in some parts of the country. Lowering the drinking age to 18. Yeah, that's what we need, don't we? Yeah, we need that like we need a, you know, rash on the crotch, you know? But once again, folks, you know, we asked for it, you know? The majority of the American people are on their knees right now begging for their own quasi-communism, socialism. They're begging for their own liberty and their freedoms to be relinquished away. And, you know, that's why they always called this America. That's why they always called this country the Great Experiment. You know, the American experiment. Have you heard that terminology before? Words mean something, folks. They're not just put there by accident. Words mean something. This is the Great American Experiment. And like I said in the beginning of the program, the enlightened ones, the enlightened thinkers at the time of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, at the time of the the Constitution, the reason that these thinkers, these enlightened thinkers had these ideas and thoughts is because they believed at the time that the true essence of man was goodness, was kind in nature, was good-natured. They actually gave man the benefit of the doubt and believed that all men, should be created equal. And they should all be free. But look at what we've done. Look at what we've done with our freedom, folks. Look at this crap. Look at this subterranean cesspool that we call a country out here. Look at this place. Single-parent families are the majority of the day, and we're supposed to feel sorry for that stuff? Excuse me. We're supposed to feel sorry for that crap? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm getting to that point in the show where I'm becoming a little jaded, you know, all these thoughts start coming in, you start looking around, you know, I'll be perfectly honest with you folks, I can't stand waking up in the morning and leaving my doorstep. I can't stand it. Sometimes I regret waking up in the morning because I know that I gotta be around all these losers. I gotta be around all these sour scowls that ruin their lives, and they want sympathy. They want emotion, because they're emotional vampires, folks. And I want you to use that terminology frequently because that's exactly what single mothers are. They are emotional vampires. They'll go out here and try to guilt you into giving them everything but the shirt on your back. They'll be out here saying, oh, I need help, I'm a single mother, and, yeah, sure, I could have kept my legs closed and I could have been a decent, upstanding woman with some integrity, but instead I decided to open up my legs and let Tom, Dick, and Harry train me down, at the bottom of some stairwell somewhere, and now I'm a single mother. Aww, aww. I have no sympathy for single mothers, folks. All right? You all can continue emailing me all you want to. I have no sympathy for you damn single mothers. I have no sympathy for you people. You're the cause of the problem. You're the reason why our country's being flushed down the toilet. And you deserve ridicule. If you're a damn single mother, you deserve ridicule. You deserve disrespect. You deserve just insults. You deserve no respect from anybody because you're a part of the problem. You being an irresponsible, loose-loosey, dish-rag, slut-bagging whore and deciding to go ahead and allow some moron to penetrate you that, obviously you didn't know well enough to know that he wasn't going to be around to stick around to raise the child. Now you want sympathy from me, huh? Now you want sympathy from everybody else out here, don't you, huh? Well, you get no sympathy from me. All of you single mothers, you disgust me. You disgust me. Damn single mothers out here. And do you have any care in the world of the innocent life that you're bringing into this damn world, you stupid, despicable single mothers? Do you have any care in the world about the lives that you're bringing into this world here? Huh? Do you have any care in your conscience? I'm talking to all you single mothers, and I know that there's single mothers listening in right now. Let my words penetrate your conscience, and I want you to haunt you. I want it to haunt you. I want it to haunt you. Because it's your fault, damn it. You're the reason why our country's going down the tubes. You're the reason why our children are becoming sexual deviants, becoming confused, going out there and killing people, killing themselves, participating in activities like scarfing. It's your fault. And you stupid single mother, you stupid freaking whores, all right? You don't have any care in the world about anybody, not even your children. The only thing you have care about is yourself. And what makes me sick is that you stupid whore mothers, you stupid whore single mothers out there, you want so much pat on the back, Whenever you're whenever you have a single mother who's out there working and taking care of her child, they want it on the freaking poster board in New York Times Square. They want it amplified on CNN or some crap that they're a good mother. You notice that crap? Haven't you noticed that? Whenever they're doing the crap that they're supposed to do, all right? They're supposed to be a good mother, all right? They had that child. They're supposed to be a good mother. They shouldn't get kudos for that. They shouldn't get props for that. That's what they're supposed to do. You single mothers out there, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to nurture those children. You're supposed to raise those children. You don't deserve a pat on the back for crap you're supposed to do. But that's what this damn liberal and feminist society, that's what they want us to believe, that we should feel sorry for these stupid whores. Huh? Piece of crap. You get no sympathy from me, you piece of crap! Piece of crap! You get no sympathy from me! All you single mothers, look at yourself in the mirror and know that you're a disgrace, that you're a failure, that you're disgusting! And that the only way that anyone will ever give you any kind of sincere emotion is when you start looking yourself in the mirror and realizing that you made a mistake. That all the problems that you're dealing with, it's your fault. It's not your mammy's fault, all right? It's not the moron that you allowed to penetrate you. It's your fault. That's when people will start giving you respect. You get no sympathy from me, you single mothers, all right? So go piss off. Don't stop emailing me, all right? Because you're not getting any emotion out of me, all right? You're not getting any emotion out of me whatsoever. You stupid single mothers, you're a disgrace. You're a disgrace to humanity. And I know there's people out there that I can just hear them now. I could just hear them now. I can't believe he's talking that way about single mothers. How dare he? You're damn right I'm saying that about single mothers, folks. Because they deserve this ridicule, folks. Don't you understand that? Don't you understand that the next generation that's coming up out of the woodwork here is going to come from the single mother pool of corrupt children? And believe me, folks, these children are corrupt. And it's not because they're, willingly corrupt. They're corrupt because stupid, dirty, dish rag whore mothers. And, frankly, I hate all you mothers, you single mothers out there. All of you. And I know that hate's a strong word, but no, I hate you. I mean, you caused this problem. Don't you understand that? You're the cause of this problem. You are the damn cause of this damn problem. You trivialize life. You trivialize marriage. You trivialize family. You know what, folks? When you don't have family, you don't have, you don't care about your children, you trivialize life, what do people have to live for anymore? What do people have to live for anymore, folks? I'll tell you what they're living for. They're living for their little materials. That's right. That's why when this recession first started and people started losing their homes and started losing their cars, you started hearing about these, sick maniacs that started killing themselves and their families. And the reason that they were killing themselves and their families is because they can't take the fact that they're not going to be able to flash their little $50,000 car that they didn't pay for. They're not going to be able to show off their $250,000 house that was foreclosed. They're not going to be able to live like the Joneses any longer. Huh. It's a disgrace. It's just a horrible disgrace, folks. Anyway, I'm going to cut this program short. There's 7 minutes left in the program, and I want to leave this final word. This final word about a couple of subject matters. I want to go back to these damn 9/11 truthers and, Alex Jones worshipers, because these idiots are really starting to get on my nerves. And the reason they're getting on my nerves, folks, is because they're actually making blogs and forums and websites and videos and crap about yours truly. Now, I want all of you dumb idiots, because most of the people that follow this whole 9/11 truth and this alternative media crap, most of these people are a bunch of uneducated imbeciles that are probably cleaning enema bags for a living or doing something menial of that nature. Because they get all their information and all their talking points from these ridiculous videos and this ridiculous propaganda that these egomaniacs, which that's basically what the alternative media movement is. It's an egomaniac movement. These egomaniacs distribute this material of, the lizard man and the New World Order and all this and all that. And now you've got these damn Alex Jones worshipers and these David Icke idiots they're actually taking excerpts of this show and they're actually playing them backwards on websites and claiming that I'm sending some kind of subliminal message, for Christ's sake. I mean, are you serious? It's a disgrace, folks. And let me tell you, if you're one of these morons that are out here affiliated with this 9/11 Truth crap, or We Are Chains, or Alex Jones, or David Icke, Peter Joseph, or any of these other idiots that are trying to, have you sell your soul to this fictitious crap, why don't you piss off, all right? What we talk about here on the True Conservative radio program is real politics, real American conservatism, real issues that affect America. I'm actually trying to get people off the sidelines, and I'm trying to get them on the front lines and participate in their government, because there is empirical evidence that shows that if the people go and participate in their damn government, that the government will crack. And when did the government crack under the people's pressure, folks? Well, it wasn't that long ago, was it? The Civil Rights Movement, the Civil Rights Act. The people got together and told the government, by God, this is wrong. It needs to be changed, and we need to change it now. And what did the government do? It cracked. It changed. But we had a little bit more educated populace back then. People were actually picking up books back then and reading instead of watching stupid, ridiculous videos that are, intended to make you a damn minion and a walking poster child or an advertising poster board for these idiots that are making money off you idiots. They're making money off of your conspiracy theorist ass. Don't you understand that? The same people that claim that this is the New World Order and the Illuminati and Freemasons and Federal Reserve, all this crap, these conspiracy theorists that think that this country is so corrupt and blah, 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 these are the same idiots that are accepting Federal Reserve issued money. They're spending money. They're buying big houses. They're buying fancy cars on your conspiracy theorist nutjob ass. Don't you feel stupid? Don't you feel stupid now, you morons? You damn single mothers. You just need to get off yourselves. You single mothers are a disgrace to humanity. You're the cause of the problem out here. You have trivialized life. You've made giving birth to a child no big deal. You think it's okay to shit out about 8 to 12 kids, for heaven's sake. You single mothers are a disgrace. You make me sick. You make me want to puke, you stupid single mother whores. You piece of crap. You single mothers make me sick, and you should be ashamed of yourselves. You need to look at yourself in the mirror. The next time you look at yourself in the mirror, you single mother, you look at yourself and you look at a dirty dish rag whore. You remember that. You put that in your head. You are not a respectable woman. You deserve no respect because you didn't respect yourself enough not to allow yourself to be penetrated by some loser that left you with a kid. And then you did it again, and then you did it again, and then you did it again. You get no sympathy, you single mother whores, all right? I spit on you. Tuah! Tuah! I spit on all you single mothers, and you deserve it, all of you. All of you pieces of crap. Anyway, folks, we got 1 minute here left in the program. I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Please bookmark or add to your favorites blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And at the same time, folks, these are sporadic live broadcasts. I usually broadcast between the hours of 11:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central Time, Central United States Time. But these are sporadic programs, folks, so please follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/ghostpolitics. That's all one word, no underscores. Twitter.com/ghostpolitics. And folks, please spread the word about the True Conservative Radio program, all right? And at the very least, folks, if you appreciate the commentary, if you appreciate the show, please visit the sponsors that are out here advertising on the blogtalkradio.com/ghost website. Take a visit at those sponsors, folks, because believe me, I got all these damn women's groups, these single mother whorebags, and these liberals and all these other political correct assholes that are trying to take me off the air, and we still have advertisers with cojones enough to sit here and back up True Conservative Radio. So support them! It's just a click, damn it! It's just a click! Anyway, folks, I know that the show has already gone off the air, so if you're listening to this, it's because you're listening to it in the archive. But please, folks, if you like the program, if you think that the program is fairly decent, by all means, please click and visit those sponsors, folks. It's not that big of a deal, all right? I mean, these are sponsors that specifically wanted to be a part of this program. And I'm not joking. And once again, folks, the easiest way to figure out whether or not I'm going to be broadcasting live is to go ahead and get back to twitter.com/ghostpolitics. All right, all one word, no underscores. Twitter.com/ghostpolitics. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everyone for tuning in with me, whether it's live or in the archive. I know that I've got a lot of enemies out there that want to take me off the air because they don't agree with my political persuasion, or they don't agree that, that single mothers don't deserve any kind of credibility. These single mothers don't deserve any kind of sympathy. These single mothers don't deserve any kind of anything. They're a disgrace to humanity. All right? And they should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, truthfully, these damn single parent, these damn mothers out there, these single mothers who hopping around from penis to penis to penis, these women should be ashamed of themselves, and all there is to it. Hold on, I've got some caller here, even though the show's over. They got their damn hand up. Hey, 203, what do you want?
203, yeah, I just wanted to chime in.
What's going on?
Not much. I like what you were saying, and it just feels good to listen to somebody that's telling the truth and talking about traditional values, because nobody wants to talk about that anymore,
No, of course not. Well, we got a liberal society, man.
Yeah, we got to hear Nancy Pelosi with this and that, blah, 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 blah. You need to pay more taxes. Who the hell is going to... You see, this is what's wrong with the Democratic Party. I used to be a Democrat years ago, but this is what's wrong with them. If they would just think about what they're doing, right? See, liberalism it's definitely a mental disorder. Who in the hell is going to march down the aisle with you when you're talking about raising their taxes, okay, confiscating their property, right?
Taking their guns away.
Rewarding bad behavior, right? Taking guns away, saying that the criminals are more valuable than the honest victim. I mean, this is insane.
We've been talking about this for 2 years, sir. We've been talking about how illegal immigrants have more rights in this country than American people. We've been talking about how, we're giving more entitlements to people that ruin their lives, and the people that are paying for it are the people that did everything the right way. And it doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's what I do. Me and my dispatcher talk about this a lot. I've never seen a time where you do all the right things, or think you're doing the right things in your life. You work hard and blah, 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 and this and that. You stop at the stop signs, and you don't run red lights. And look who gets rewarded. It's the derelict that doesn't give a blank. The derelict that goes out there and has 7 kids that they can't afford. So you tell me.
Well, once again, sir, you have to understand, though, that the majority of America accepted this. I mean, they allowed all this to happen. They allowed the feminists and the liberals to take over every bureaucratic system that controls our lives. I mean, they've already hijacked the education system. That's why we have idiots coming out of high school that are more worried about, being a part of their feminine side and being politically correct than actually worrying about substance and knowledge and education and that sort of thing. They've already hijacked the judicial system. That's why if you happen to be a married man and you walk in on your wife and she's philandering around on you with the milkman and you decide to do the right thing and get a divorce instead of beating both their asses, which you are in your moral right to do, you decide to go out there and get a divorce and do everything the right way, well, you as the man who walked in on your wife philandering, you're punished because you shouldn't have walked in. You should have known your place. So she gets rewarded with the children, she gets rewarded with alimony, she gets rewarded with child support, and the man's there left with his pecker shaft in his hand wondering what the hell happened.
What in situations like that, what the court should do is just grant the father custody, and if the little whore behind mother wants to come see them, fine, but she shouldn't get a dime because that's something she did on her own. And vice versa for that matter. You don't reward bad behavior. I mean, you look at the legacy of liberalism. Okay, you take the guns away from people trying to defend themselves. Okay, you take away the guns from the honest to God citizen. Reward the victim. You look at that situation in Oakland for crying out loud. Now, why in the hell would you want to even consider a rat being a doggone victim after he rapes a 12-year-old child, which the community says, oh, he didn't do that was just speculation. Then you turn around and kill 4 cops, and you're going to have a march. I said to myself, I got to help my people. This is just insane, man. This is just absolutely insane how far down this culture has gone.
It's gone completely out of whack. That's why I use like harsh language and abusive nature, because frankly we need to stop with this, with all due respect, pussy pampering language, this politically correct crap. Because we need to say it how it is. Because I remember a time when if you had a child out of wedlock, you were shunned. I mean, you were outcasted, and it wasn't a law. It was plain moral ethos of the American culture.
That's right. In my parents' time, you got the girl pregnant. Guess what? You're behind with getting married, whether you liked it or not.
And that's the way it should be. I mean, you shouldn't be making irresponsible decisions of that nature and not, facing up to it. That's what people don't want to do. They don't want to face up to their decisions anymore.
Now it's some kind of badge of honor that you pregnate a woman 3 or 4 times. It's just sick.
I completely agree.
And now the dog, and we wonder why the kids turn out the way. What, are you kidding me? Is there any role models left? I don't think so.
No, the role models are, put forth, for your children by liberal and feminist Hollywood and the music industry, and we've already seen what they've done, to develop products as far as our children are concerned. I mean, look at this whole gangster rap situation. Look at this Britney Spears and this whole idea that this ass could be yours if the price is right type of malarkey.
Part about it, you had Brother Cosby trying to wake the people up, and they do everything but doggone put a noose around his neck. But won't put a noose around the doggone drug dealers in our community. You see what happens. See, liberalism is the root of this.
Absolutely.
Liberalism is not based on rationale. It's not based on moral standards. See. It's a twisted notion that if you just be good to the bad guys, they're gonna like you at some point. This is just insane, man. Absolutely.
Well, actually, there's a hidden authoritarian motive behind liberalism and feminism, and that's what it comes down to. It's authoritarianism. It's the ability to have some bureaucrat dictate your life. Oh, well, we think that we want to help you. We want to help you save your life, so we're going to go ahead and start writing out $200 tickets if you don't wear a seatbelt. You know, we want to save your life. And, you know, this was out of Florida. Was it 2 years ago? I had a feller call me out of Florida saying his county was attempting to try to ban cigarette smoking from people's own homes.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, how are you going to enforce this without sending some bureaucrat into everybody's home inspecting whether or not there was smoke, I don't know, damage or residue?
Don't people have some kind of rights in this nation anymore? I don't think so.
No, we're relinquishing our rights. This is what I said in the program earlier, is that this is what we do with our freedom. I mean, you know, here we had our forefathers, the enlightened thinkers, who actually gave mankind the benefit of the doubt and had an optimism for mankind, believing that the true essence of man was good. Obviously, this social experiment of America is wrong. I mean, it proved the enlightened thinkers wrong, because look at what we did with our freedom, man. I mean, look at what we did with it.
And you know what goes. This is what I think is happening, because I'm trying it in my own way here in Connecticut. It's a very blue state here. But one thing I do notice more than anything that's even more frightening, people, they hear you and they may even agree with you, but they're basically just zombified. As long as they can punch in that time clock, if they're blessed enough to still have a job, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they can just make it through the day. It's like, oh, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but, you know, let me roll over and let me get back into the bed. I'm not going to let them do that, because I'm told them I'm going to be their worst nightmare until they hear enough to want to do something about it. You want me out of your face, then join me.
Exactly right. That's what I've been doing on this program. I also do it in my local community out here. I live in Texas, so we try to keep it pretty conservative out here. But even when we keep it conservative, we got these bastards backstabbing us once they get in power. And we got to hold them accountable. We got to stay focused enough to keep ourselves abreast with what's going on in our local, state, and federal federal governments, to make sure that these people are serving us and not serving themselves.
Right. You know what else I noticed too, Ghost, which is another just frustrating thing. I noticed, like, my father's home state is South Carolina, right? Now, because of the transit that's moving into the state, it's tilting blue. So, I mean, you can't win. That's going to ultimately be a Democratic state here. It's and it's not because of so much the people there are changing. It's the migration that's changing the politics. So you can't doggone win.
And that's why, you know, they're not closing the borders. That's why they allowed all the illegal immigrants in. That's why you've got liberal cities, sanctuary cities, allowing these illegal immigrants to, you know, get checking accounts and banking accounts and home mortgage accounts and licenses. And at some point, and I already called it, earlier this, 2-3 months ago, that by the end of the summer, by this fall, going into the holidays, Barack Obama is going to initiate an amnesty bill that's going to give all these illegal immigrants just, full-fledged citizenship. And the reason that the Republicans are going to go along with it, these Republican bastards, the reason that they're going to go along with it is because Obama is going to quote Ronald Reagan, because Ronald Reagan did the same damn thing. You're going to quote Ronald Reagan as a conservative Republican, or so-called conservative Republican, as a reason why he should give amnesty to the 60 million that are already in here that have taken jobs away from Americans.
See, that's going to but that number is going to double, because these folks have the average. If you just break it down logically, you got the average Mexican, the average Pedro that comes here. He's probably got a family of 4 or 5 waiting behind. Come on, and I tell people, if we don't, we're going to have one voice, because I do believe that there are independents and moderates that feel the same way we do when it comes to this issue. We don't stop this, that'll be the final nail in the coffin, in your coffin.
Absolutely, and I have approached remedies on how to fix this immigration issue, and it'd be very simple. Of course, we can't round people up. I mean, that would be irresponsible and inhumane, and rightfully so. But what you could do, No, but what you could do, though, and I've suggested this on several shows, is just cut the federal funding to sanctuary cities so that they can't operate their city. And once they realize that the citizens realize that, wait a minute, my city's not getting funding, my police officers aren't on the streets, my firemen aren't getting paid because we're housing illegal immigrants. Are you kidding me? And that would create such a hostile environment for the government and for everybody in the local community. They would force them to deal with this illegal immigration problem.
Exactly. You know what, Gosa, I belong to FAIR. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
FAIR?
FAIR. It's a grassroots organization that's determined to try to stop this thing, and it's a combination of just dog catchers to state reps from all over the country, and we're just right now. It's been in existence for about 3 years now, and we're trying to just gather everybody that we possibly can, and we're being effective because La Raza, that racist organization, called us racist, which is just stupid because it's a combination of everybody. So to sit up there and try to smear something that's just obvious. These are citizens from all walks of life trying to rally together and to stop this doggone thing. Because if we allow this, let me tell you something, Ghost, we can just forget about everything else because this will totally just absorb any other problems we have.
Absolutely. I mean, just to think that they will become the majority and that real American people with ancestry in this country, it doesn't matter what nationality you are. If you're an American that has ancestry,
nationality, they're the ones that see. The left is the one that they are the biggest bunch of racists and biggest bunch of narrow-minded, just condescending, rampaging creatures on the planet Earth.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, they're starting to separate for the first time, I believe, in history. They're actually giving out, at least here in Texas, I don't know if they're doing it in other states, but this is federally mandated now by this liberal regime to have all parents declare what race their child is. Now, why the hell would you want to? Why the hell does that even matter? Why is that even significant?
You're part of the human race, right?
Well, you're part of the American people.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate how we bring this down into race. I mean, we're beyond that. I mean, race it's a bad mark on our history. But there's been a lot of martyrs. We had, Martin Luther King. We had other civil rights leaders that died and rectified the situation. And we shouldn't even be talking about race at this point. But now we're talking about race in a different context. Right. We're talking about it.
Want to use it because it's a nice weapon for them. So,
absolutely, and they also spin it as a humanitarian issue also.
Yeah, and see, but they're about collectivism. They don't care nothing about no minorities or blacks or so-called gay community. They care about collectivism, blocks, and controlling these people's lives, controlling our lives. That's what they're interested in, and basically putting everybody into a camp ultimately.
That's right.
These people are just. This is what we're dealing with. And I'm trying to I'm consider myself Paul Revere, and I'm trying to rally the troops and get them to understand that we are at the crossroads.
I completely agree with you.
If we don't do something now, we can forget about it. Here you have this stupid doofus. First of all, and there's a method to the madness here. First of all, Mr. Barack is such a dishonest individual. Now, I'm African American. Now, if this man cared so much about the African American community, he wouldn't be taking away school vouchers in D.C. Now, the only reason why he backtracked a little bit because he was getting so much flack about it. But he's still going to end the program for these kids. These kids were getting a good education where they were going to with their vouchers. But the simple fact that this man would do something like this and had no bones about it either. He wouldn't.
Of course not.
He wouldn't have cared nothing about the fact that these kids had to go back to these doggone great public schools that the liberals messed up over the last 30 years. Okay.
And they did mess them up, believe me. I mean,
I tell people, if you want to see socialism, all you got to do is look at the urban communities. Thank you, liberals. This is what you've done. This is what they done.
Yep.
They've done this over the last 35 to 40 years.
Yeah, believe it or not, I've been saying this on this program for 2 years. I'm glad that, I don't know if this is the first time you tune into this program, but this is what we've been talking about here for 2 years. We've been talking about all this, how the liberal is, it's just, I mean, I can go on and on. I've already had about 111 shows, but we've talked a lot about those issues that you're bringing about, and it's refreshing to hear that there are at least somebody with some kind of rational mind actually bringing forth these issues and actually talking about it with as much fervor as I do, because it seems to me that the 2 years that I've been doing this program, I scream my head off. I have a room that I dedicate this broadcast to. It's all wrecked up and got holes in the wall and stuff because I get so angry that no one is understanding where I'm coming from. They think it's a big joke. I don't know if you in the chat room. These people think it's real funny what we're going through here. They think it's a big joke.
Yeah, and this whole 9/11 stuff, I swear. I have a buddy of mine. He's a nice guy, and he would agree with some of where we're coming from, and then he'll, for some reason, he just is so locked into this 9/11 jive. I said, look, Randy, I said, we agree on everything else, but please don't bring that. I've never seen this it's just this sickness. Why grown people would sit there. I don't want to waste my intellectual capabilities, and I don't even want to toy with nothing like that. I don't have time for nonsense.
And that's why I always say that these, alternative media jokers, these characters that are the leaders of this movement that believes that, we're being run by lizard men and 9/11 was an inside job, and I mean, all the conspiracy theories, these imbeciles are actually convincing a good part of the population that this stuff is actually factual. And what's unfortunate is that I have called them out and said that it's no coincidence that they have leftists on their programs and leftists on their propaganda, that there's leftists that for instance, Alex Jones, for instance, has a lot of leftists who come on his program, and to be perfectly honest, it falls right in line with leftist agitation. You got a bunch of people who follow this stuff, and granted, if you want to get a good laugh, you want to get a good entertainment, you go watch an Alex Jones movie, or watch David Icke or one of these YouTube videos and have a few laughs, and that's the end of it. But there is no substance to any of the things that they put forth. The things that they put forth on those programs are absolute lies. It's garbage.
And like I was telling my buddy, because I ran into him, because I'm a cabbie, and I ran into him. I picked him up one night. His car broke down, so we started talking. And I had no idea this man was. This man has a whole obsession with this stuff. Brought me these DVDs. I said, Randy, I'll tell you what, I will look at him. You see do you believe me now? And I just look at him. I said, this doesn't prove anything. I mean, how can you take a DVD and then try to say that
you have the answer to the world?
It doesn't make any sense. How in the world are you going to prove that the President of the United States is part of some third world? This is insane, man.
And that's what I keep telling these people, I keep telling these nimrods that are out here thinking that it's bigger than it is. It's a battle of ideas. It's always been a battle of ideas.
Always been that way.
And to sit here and say that people are I don't even want to get into some of the crap that they try to put forth, but people are believing it, and that's what's scary about it.
It goes, they believe, and this, like I said, him and I will speak. The man, and the sad part about it, the scary part of it, the man is really an intelligent man. But I told him, I said, I will talk politics with you, but I do not want to get into that.
And to be perfectly honest with you, he wouldn't want to get into that with you either. I heard Peter Joseph today, who's the director and creator of Zeitgeist. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with that film.
No, I never heard.
Well, it's one of these films that's pro-atheist and pro-technocratic communist propaganda, although they try to disguise it as like a truth-telling video. But you know, he was talking today in his broadcast and telling his followers that if anybody tries to debate with you about these subject matters and tries to engage in discourse with you, not to even acknowledge it, that the movement doesn't have time to debate with non-believers. I mean, this is like cult crap. I mean, this is cult nonsense.
Oh man, it's so sad. I mean, you would think people in the 20th century would just. I don't know whether it's just some need to feel important or to feel some kind of belonging to something.
No, it's belonging. You're right. You know, I said this in the last show that you know, they just want to belong to a group.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to. I mean, you know, America was built on individualism, but now, you know, we want to belong to a group, and we want to say, hey, you know, I belong with these people, and you know, and you know, whatever they tell you is the bylaws or the propaganda of whatever group you belong to, you're just going to regurgitate whatever they tell you to regurgitate, and that's all there is to it.
And see, and it's a shame because collectivism is never. That's I believe in what Ayn Rand believed. I like the concept because it's just right on the money. Any kind of collectivism is bad.
That's right.
We are Americans, but we are under the umbrella of that concept, but we're ultimately individuals. There's no such thing as a collective brain. There's just not. You can try to legislate that. You can try to do this and that, bring up all kind of policies, but the reality is that we have different talents. I think America can guarantee opportunity for everybody, and that everybody should be at least treated the same under the eyes of the law. But that's about all you can do.
That's about all you can do is right. I mean, you know, unfortunately
What else can you do? There's no, and anybody, and any lefty that's going to tell me that this and that, fine. Why don't you go to Cuba if you think collectivism is so nice? Go over there.
Yeah, well, they're not going to go over there.
Of course they're not going over there.
They like the freedom of speech in this country to be able to sit here and say that they'll go over there and they love collectivism and they wish that they were living under the Red Book, but they don't want to go actually do it because, you know, well, hey, you know, everybody likes to go and get a cheeseburger at 3 in the morning.
Like they can't do that in Cuba, for crying out loud.
And that's why I don't feel any sympathy for the impoverished in this country, because you know, have you looked at well, maybe not all the impoverished, but you know, a group is defined by their majority. I know that there's genuine people out there that are having a bad time, and they're either too intelligent to get subsidies, or they're just not, you know, poor enough. You know, they're caught in that bureaucratic whirlwind. But for the most part, the majority of the poverty-stricken folk in America, if you go cruise past, you know, a so-called high-risk section of whatever metropolis, you will see a lot of overweight people walking around. And you see, you want to know what real poverty is? Well, go to Africa. You know, go to damn Bangladesh and Somalia, and you know these.
I've always said, Ghost, that, and I tell this. We talk about this a lot in our neck of the woods, that if I can get some of these kids from projects and have them go and make it mandatory for them to go to India and Pakistan and Africa, to the poorest of nations, our poorest live better than probably people in some of these advanced states.
Absolutely, they do. Absolutely.
That is the reality.
And what's unfortunate,
that is a fact.
But what's unfortunate is that we've gotten so pampered and so entitled that it's just we've created a monster, you know. And I'm really scared for the future of America. That's why I'm screaming. That's why I do these shows. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. And God forbid there's, this escalates into something civil. And, civil.
I tell you something, Ghost, because I'm going to tell you. If they push, if Mr. Doofus pushes amnesty down our throats, you mark what I tell you, there's going to be a civil war. Because when people are sleepwalking right now, and I think other than people like ourselves, I think you got a certain amount of constituents out there that just doesn't believe that amnesty is going to affect them. They don't understand what's going on here, because a lot of people just live in their own little bubble.
Of course.
They see the protests, I said, well, it's not going to affect. Oh, it is going to affect you. I give you case in point. You look at you take a state like, or take a city, I should say, or just a state like Florida, right? You realize you have both blacks and whites in Miami there, and let me tell you something. I done heard it from both sides. If you don't speak Spanish, you can't even get a job there.
Yeah, believe me, I know exactly what you're talking about. You should go out to, I lived out here in Texas, and I own a few businesses out here in a few cities, and one city in particular, which I hate going to, is San Antonio, Texas. Now, San Antonio, Texas is probably the epitome of what I'm speaking of when I say that society is over. I mean, just take it, the downtown area, it's real quaint for the tourists out there. Don't get me wrong, I like the river walk, and, it's got all that, nice stuff. But once you start going in there and meddling with the locals, you'll start realizing that, the majority of women out there are single parents. Right. They're collecting entitlements. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the teenage pregnancy capital of the world. It's just disgusting. And I run a business to where, these females can actually come in and spend their little food card, little food card that they get from the government. And these women will come in with 5 or 6 kids trailing the back of them. Right. And they'll go out and get steaks and, beer and, you would think that you would try to be as frugal as possible, given the fact that that's an entitlement and it's limited. But no, they're getting steaks, they're drinking beer, they're getting, the most unhealthiest of crap.
Thank you. It's not a right that you have food stamps and welfare. It is a safety. It was designed to be a temporary safety net. It was temporary assistance. That's what Bill Cosby's book said. It was designed to be. You're not going to get rich off of us. It was designed to be a safety net. And what's happened, people have turned it into a way of life. But society, the majority, like you said, they sanction this. And
we think it's okay. We show sympathy for it. That's what makes me sick. We show sympathy for this crap.
And like my mother, and I'm confused with moms at this point, because she didn't raise us like this, but yet she keeps going on and on. Well, what are they going to do if I said, Mom, if a man knows that he's not going to have this liberal safety net, he's going to stay and keep his job. He's going to make a point. He's going to change his behavior. If a woman knows, if a young lady knows she's not going to get bailed out, okay, she's going to keep her legs closed.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And not only that,
we want to allow people to change their behavior. That is the problem. Because it's not even them. They're not the problem. We're the problem. That silent majority is the problem.
That's right. That's right. We are the damn problem. That's why I'm so critical of the American people, because they just sit by and watch this and accept this, and they show sympathy towards this. They show sympathy towards, oh, look, it's a single mother. Oh, look, it's a single parent. Oh, we need to help them. That's crap.
Well, you know what I would do if left up to me, and this is something that Newt Gingrich had suggested years ago, and he got flack behind, but it makes sense. What I would do is I would give out grants and stuff to churches and have them build, as many orphan homes as possible, run by the best best organizations. And when these girls have a baby, guess what? The orphan home takes them over. Because quite frankly, at least these kids will grow up and have a better quality of life. And they'd have a better chance of life, because half of these girls, they're raggedy. The daddy's raggedy. Daddy's probably in jail if you could find him.
That's right.
On crack, they'd be better off in an orphan home run by a Christian organization.
And I agree with that, because when we had this swine flu epidemic down here in Texas, we had a whole bunch of schools, had to be closed down because of the whole fear of swine flu, which is a bunch of malarkey anyway. But everybody was scared at the time, so that meant students who would usually be at school would have to be at home, and we actually had parents at some of these local news broadcasts here in Texas actually complaining to the newscaster and saying, well, I don't know how I'm going to feed my kid. I mean, I depend on school feeding him breakfast and lunch. Now I got to take money out of my pocket to feed him. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, that's your child, for heaven's sake.
You thank your dear liberals. You thank your dear liberals. The school is not responsible for feeding your child.
I just thought that was disgusting when I saw these damn parents pissed off because they had to. Hell, are you still there?
Oh no, Ghost. It's not. That's not politically correct. You to say. But
yeah, well.
It's politically correct for them to complain and moan about something that they're not even going in their pocket for. Isn't that something? You see how twisted the wrong is right and right is wrong now?
That's right.
Civilization is going down. But I say that all of us, you, me, and all of us that have the same core values here, we got to fight till I'm going to go down with my boots. I'm an ex-Navy man, and I'm going down with my boots here. We cannot allow this nation to go down without a fight.
And amen to that. And I'm glad to hear that your fervor.
But you know, it goes somebody, and this is something I like what Rush always said. Somebody fought for him, and he wants to leave the nation the way he found it. He got opportunity, and he wants that next man to have the same opportunity he did.
That's right.
He fights as hard as he does. This is why I tell you, man, he's been a great voice for the conservative movement. And you know what, you know why the liberals are so mad at him? Because he is so blanking good at what he does.
He sure is. And, we talked about that, how all of a sudden, this guy's become the big bad wolf all of a sudden. I think it was stupid for Obama to even say the man's name, because lo and behold, it just made him even that much more stronger.
That, you know what, his audience has picked up. And I think this is my point. You see, liberals don't seem to understand when you stand on sound principle. Okay? See, liberalism goes against the grain of human nature. Okay? If you
Absolutely.
look at it in its purest sense, by nature we are conservative-minded people. You will learn from if you really think about it, you will understand that obviously if you don't produce for yourself, it's going to make your life harder. So the first rule of thumb is you have to learn how to survive. So when you don't do that effectively, of course your life is going to, if you understand that concept and don't complicate it, you're going to have a good life. But if you're going to sit back and wait for some community or wait for some government or some state rep to come do something for you, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, and these people are in some major trouble. I tell you that, the majority of America.
Yeah, that's why you look at like I always tell people, if they think socialism is so great, you just look at the black community. The liberals did that to my community. I speak to a lot of the elders, and I remember I remember this as a kid. Even from a kid, they would always. I remember they used to always say, you know what? Even though we were brought up in segregation, the quality of life was better. People earned things. There was some kind of. They made the point that it was different.
Yeah.
Now you I remember one of my uncles used to always say that. I used to, when I was a kid, you see, when you don't have enough life experience, you just don't understand as much. You don't appreciate the fact. I remember he used to always say that, people, society makes it too easy for these kids. And I used to think about that, but it was so right. Make it too easy for people.
It has been easy for these people. They just want more and more,
Yeah.
More and more.
You just think about it. Whether it's our own citizens or look at the illegal aliens here. We that why do you think California is broke now? They estimate about $13.5 billion goes towards food stamps and welfare to people that shouldn't even be here. Why would you leave? Of course not.
Yeah, of course not is right, and that's why I tell Americans.
That's why I said when people, I think America is we've become. I think some of it is fear, and I think some of it is because I was speaking to one of my friends at my credit union, and I said, why won't you guys think? What is wrong with people? Why don't they speak out a little more? And she pulls me to the side, and she says, Robert, it's just that we're afraid. We don't want to be called racist. I said, I know, Christine, but you got to speak up, though, regardless, because you're going to find when you speak up with moral discipline and conviction, you'd be surprised. Good things happen, because then you get everybody from all walks of life saying enough. There's enough of this stuff here. We fight crime. We fight immigration like we were the same country 100 years ago, and that is not the case. And anybody with half a brain knows that's not the case.
That's right. Well, I hate to cut you off here, but we've been kind of off the air here for about a half hour, so
yeah, I hear you, brother.
I just wanted to see if you have a show or something. Do you have a website, a blog, or something you want to promote?
Actually, we're on. I go on the blackconservative.com a lot. From usually about about 11 to 1, and
okay.
Monday through Friday, and we're trying to spread the word to people. There's still hope, and you can catch us on there, and we're trying to spread the message as you are, man, because we're really trying to build a coalition, and because we want to take the country back. But I think because the things are so enormous now, it's going to take, we got to ultimately have one voice, because together we got to push this rock back.
Certainly.
I don't think it's not going to happen with one fraction of the conservative movement. We got to have everybody together pushing this rock back if we're going to be successful at saving this great civilization that we have.
And I couldn't agree with you more. We definitely have to get a little bit more organized, and we have to remember that moral integrity is a hell of a lot better than the situation that is deemed liberation in this country.
Yeah, because I think all of us agree, all conservatives agree, that liberalism is a mental disorder. Liberalism doesn't stand for anything. They won the election primarily because by default more than anything else. See, the Republicans didn't run a good candidate.
Absolutely not. And we were critical of that during the primaries. We talked about how the liberals have hijacked the Republican Party. That's why I'm not a Republican any longer. I dropped the Republican out of the name because, first of all, to elect an unapologetic, blatant liberal like McCain, and then the Sarah Palin fiasco also just completely upset me. That was it for me in the Republican Party. That's it.
Yeah, and see, and that I was, I was just mainly because I guess it was because there was nowhere for me to go, and I wanted to make a statement. I kind of just said, okay, I'm just going to have to give her the benefit of the doubt. But quite frankly, McCain to me just really, he turned me off really more than Sarah, to be honest with you. I'd have preferred to just reverse the ticket, because he just when he started coming out 2 years, you remember when this whole thing started catching fire 3 years ago with the amnesty cry.
Yeah, and he made the infamous comment, anybody who wants to work picking.
Yeah, that turned me off, and I'm also another veteran. I said, this makes sick to my stomach. It just I never forgave him for that. And every time I see him, I get inflamed. And
I agree.
A lot to get to kind of like him halfway. And as it got closer to election, I said, well, you're going to have to be our man. Even though I was scared of him, too, I said the alternative was not. I couldn't, I just couldn't, that to me was just more frightening than McCain. McCain was bad by itself is bad enough. But the alternative was even worse, and that's coming to fruition now anyhow. But it took a whole lot for me to really kind of say, okay, President McCain, I think I can live with that.
I agree.
I was hoping that he could carry some people and maybe have enough conservatives around him that we would have to push him to do certain things. But like I said, see, a lot of people are not giving. The Democrats are misreading. They're really misreading that election because you realize 2 million Republicans stayed home.
I know.
Yeah.
Because they were disgusted. I mean, those were true conservatives right there. They were disgusted.
There you go. That's my point. So it wasn't like, we all of a sudden became liberals because that wasn't the case.
And I was one of them. I voted, but I didn't vote for president. I voted for everything else but president. I wrote in Yosemite Sam.
And as a conservative, I can't say that I blame you. I mean, I don't know what to say because obviously McCain was not somebody that you would have came, that base would have came out in full support of. But it was the alternative. And even when the last couple of days it was obvious that Obama had all the numbers, I wanted to make a statement that he was not going to get a mandate. And I think if you look at it in this context, being that he was replacing a unpopular president, bad economy, he still only won by 7 percentage points.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he's going to. I don't see him matching that again, Ghost. I really don't.
I don't think he's going to have more than 4 years, to be honest with you.
Because if you look, especially the pocketbook part of this whole thing, I don't see the economy getting better no time soon. I don't even think we're going to be able to have the economy we once had, to be perfectly honest.
I agree.
I think in terms of foreign policy, I think it's going to get a lot more rougher out there. I think he's going to be gone after 4 years because he's not going to get the thing. He is not. See, a lot of folks. There was a lot of things in his favor. People were ready for change, and you did have some moderate conservative people that said, you know what, I'm mad with the Republican Party, and I'm going to show them. So you had a combination of a lot of those things working against Republicans, and that's ultimately what happened. You had the African-American vote that turned out 96%. I don't think he's going to get that again because a lot of people are going to wake up to his behind. So, in my opinion, that's going to be a one-shot deal with him.
I think so also. And I also think that that's going to be it. Well, hopefully that's going to be it for this damn liberal regime in 2010 also. I mean, get these idiots out of office.
Yeah, I think because if you notice, I think it's starting to I think you wait till the end of this year, we'll definitely see, because I see signs already. People see, my point being, they're misreading the election. They're pushing this social agenda, and people the nation as a whole is not the nation. The nation is not by its nature. By its nature, they're not an ultra-liberal nation. We are just to the right of the center nation. We have always been that way. Even when we put a Democrat in office, it was always done up until the 60s, of course, it was always just right of center.
That's right.
Our being is that way. People like the fact, and even people on the other side of the aisle, if they're not too way out there, people like the fact of their individuality, the fact that they work hard and play by the rules, they can be successful. People like that. People like a certain quality of life, and this agenda goes against the grain. That's why I say ultimately goes. And I think Dick Morris said that Obama is going to be our best ally. You mark what I tell you. And I'm a firm believer in that. Because I don't think it could push the people but so far. Even the people sleepwalking right now.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I would hope that that's the case. But, I mean, if you look at the social landscape, everybody's pretty much embracing, the current situation that we have in America today, the entitlement system and the political correct system.
That is scary. Well, you know what, too? I mean, you got to remember something. The social elite understand that if they can entice the middle class, they can keep they can stay in power for 25 years. But I think the foolishness with them when they start taxing people, that's when people are going to wake up. See,
I agree.
Keep in mind, a lot of these policies haven't been put into place yet. Because, see, Obama's not only going to allow the tax cuts to expire, he's going to turn around and put taxes on top of that.
Unbelievable.
So I think a lot of them understand they're not going to be around here. That's why they're trying to sell people on, well, if you pay taxes, you're a patriotic American. If you see how stupid that is?
It's pathetic.
And they're trying their best to sweet talk people on that premise that the more taxes you pay, the better American you are. I mean, only liberals would think that way.
Only
Nobody
liberals.
in their right mind. If that was the case, what did California do today? Hell, no.
Exactly.
So there is some hope, brother. And I mean, that should have sent a message to Mr. Doofus that, hey, you know what I'm saying? This it ain't going to be no foregone conclusion that you're going to go and, and this whole thing about he's such an eloquent speaker. Give me a break. Take the teleprompter away from this guy, and he makes George Bush look like Albert Einstein. Give me a break.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I mean, especially some of this damn initiatives that he's put forth here. It's just been ridiculous.
So I think what we have to do is to make sure when we're fighting, we turn around and have an alternative and can articulate what it is that we want to do and bring the country to. That's going to be our job as the opposition here. The so-called opposition, if they don't have a message and an alternative to bring to the people, then we're in trouble. And that's where you and I come in, that we have to keep the heat on this quote-unquote opposition because they're kind of shaky. I really would like to see a third party, to be perfectly honest.
Absolutely. I mean, I was trying to advocate that during the primary, but it was a little late than never.
But I think 2010 would definitely tell all. I'm hoping we're both praying, but we're both going to be. I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see them keeping the majority that they have now. I really don't.
I don't see it either.
And even they're kind of conceding that now. Well, we might lose 10 seats. I think, quite frankly, if they keep pushing further, I mean, they're already far left, but if they keep implementing things that go against the grain of this culture, you mark my words, in 2010, a lot of them are going to be looking for jobs.
And I can't wait for that day. I'll tell you that. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, because we got to, and I think this, because I really think this is going to teach people a lesson. Next time we got to go with the sure hand. It's one thing to have hope and change, but what does that mean?
Exactly. What the hell does that mean?
What the hell does that mean? Yes, we can. Yes, we can what? I mean, it's good sound bites, but what does that mean?
Yeah, that's what people were trying to say the whole damn time, and, you know, now that it's come to flourish, what the hell does it mean, you know?
Yeah, hope and change. Yeah, I hope I don't have to pay more than my fair share of that.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that's my take on that, brother. Because I had heard you earlier, but I had to go take a bath and stuff, you know. But certainly, man, I'm definitely with you. And now, when is the next time you're going to be on?
You know, it's sporadic. I usually broadcast between the hours of 11:30 to 1 a.m. Central Texas time. But it's sporadic. You know, usually people, you know, they get the 411 on the Twitter side. You know, pull out a couple of Twitters, and people usually come to the broadcast, that sort of thing. So I don't usually do it on a habitual basis.
Right,
so.
Right.
But I'll be keeping an eye out for your show, and I appreciate the commentary here. I'm sure the archive listeners are going to, you know, appreciate it. And once again, if you want to plug your show.
Yeah, it's the blackconservative.com, and usually from 11 to 1.
It's great. And I tell you what, I thank you for, you know, instilling a little bit of fervor. I mean, you're definitely inspiring a little bit of optimism from my perspective, which has been hard as of late.
Oh, sure, and vice versa, because I heard this, and I want you to, and you know what, we got to give a kudos out to my buddy that I listen to, and I've been listening to Mike Savage for about 5 years, you know.
Absolutely, he's a great commentator.
And it's a shame they're trying to ban him from London. It's just ridiculous, stupid.
But welcome to the new world.
That's what the left does, man. That's what the left does. So this should at least, you know, I'm very disappointed why none of the big boys are even coming to his aid. Very strange. That part I don't understand.
Well, they're not gonna, because I think that he's in an island to himself, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, people are trying to save their own derrieres, especially with the 2010 election coming up around the corner. You know, people are walking on eggshells out here. They definitely don't want to do something, you know, that'll assassinate them politically.
Yeah. And it's a shame, because the man just speaks the truth.
I agree.
Yeah, man, I've been listening to Mike for quite a long time, man.
I try to listen to him as frequently as possible. Unfortunately, he's not syndicated, at least around any of the damn little AM radio stations that I'm around, but I usually get his internet broadcast and try to listen to it as frequently as possible, and you know, he's a true conservative.
Yeah, and God bless him, he talks to the grit of society. He is an acquired taste, but if you sit there and listen long enough, you say, yeah, he's right on the money.
He certainly is. I appreciate his commentary. As a matter of fact, when the UK banned him from coming to their country, I mean, I ripped the UK a new one, because it's ridiculous. I mean, how in the hell is this old world monarchy going to try to dictate our freedom of speech to us via these, you know, ridiculous tactics? It's stupid.
This Homeland Secretary, whoever this broad is, man, I mean, I don't think she's about as dizzy as the one we got over here. I mean, you ever watch her? I mean, she reminds.
Are you talking about Napolitano?
Look, yeah, she reminds me of somebody from AA, for crying out loud.
Yeah, this is the same woman who labeled, veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan war as terrorists.
Insulted, and we're still insulted, because the town I live in is a pretty pro-veteran town. People are still.
I mean, I was pretty livid when I heard about that, and And I mean, I couldn't believe it, but then again, I could believe it because this once again is a self-hating regime where you got Obama going on the apology tour and giving fervor to
every 5 minutes.
Giving fervor to the terrorists by releasing Guantanamo Bay pictures and classified information. I mean, it's grotesque.
And look at our great Attorney General. Oh yes, Mr. Holder. Now, can you imagine this? Here you have the nation made history. Voted into office the first African American. He is the first African American to hold Attorney General, and he wants to sit there and lecture America about race relations. I said, incredible, incredible.
I thought that it took a lot of nerve for this man to say that the nation's a bunch of cowards, considering he is the Attorney General at this point.
And of course, and he should know what cowards is. I don't think neither one of them put a uniform on. I know Obama didn't. I don't know if he did or not. But number two here, the nation can't possibly be this mad. Your boss got voted into office, and it's still not enough. Just incredible. That's what just drives me crazy about the left and my community here. Now you set up in here.
A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.